Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. So today's video, what we're doing is we're doing this. We're going to be creating this, the butterfly haircut 4.0 for 2004. This is the butterfly haircut I'm going to be showing you today, and it is absolutely stunning. Very, very simple. So let's get into it. So we're going to get straight into the haircut, and this is the section in fact that we'll be talking about. We've got a triangle section on this front, which is going to be the fringe, the butterfly bangs, if you wish. We've got these two disconnected sections just here. We're going to actually wait for the haircut to be completed before we actually do anything with that, because that's what's going to give us the ability to customize it to anybody. So this is the whole point of this haircut, where if somebody wants a butterfly, a shag, maybe a wolf cut, if we've got these pieces here which are untouched until the drying process, till the refining process, that's where we can really customize it for the individual. So this haircut is going to be absolutely banging. We've got these two sections here, which are then going to be over directed. So in similar videos to mine, where we've got forward graduation, where we're bringing the hair up to here and cutting it like that, that's very similar with these two sections. So we're going to dive into that. We've got this section on top, which is a diamond section. And that is basically at the end going to be sliced in to create a lot more sort of like dramatic layers if we want, or it can be a little bit more subdued. Again, really customizable. And then this back section is going to be brought in to those two sections on there. So where we're going to start is actually on these two sections just here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that clip out. Just make sure you can see. So we're just going to comb it just to get rid of all the tangles or anything like that. And we are just going to, down that diagonal section there from the diamond section, we're just going to take it in sections straight down. And we are just going to, over this edge of the triangle here for the fringe, that is where we're going to pull up to. So you can see from the side, how that's going to work is, these are just going to come up and over slightly like that, so you can see. And then this section will meet, that section will meet, that section will meet, and then putting in a beautiful layer internal on this haircut. So on this side, I'll cut it straight forward so you can see, and then on that side, I'll turn it to the side so you can see where we're going to be going, where we're sort of how we're pushing the hair forward. So butterfly haircuts are still absolutely massive. They are evolving as we talk. People are getting softer, they're more edgy, people are styling them different, but the styling on this is going to be absolutely beautiful as well. So make sure you stick around. If you are new, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, comment down below what you think about this video. And if you want to be checking out what I'm using, this is my Sessibon comb, see it better there, and these, see it better there, are my wing scissors. Everything's in the description below, and if you use PW10, you can get 10% off, or you can get a discount off all the tools I'm using in these videos. Right, so we're just going to bring up, and we're looking for that there. And when I'm looking at how I want to affect the length, see that doesn't really reach, so we want to go that a little bit shorter with it. I do want there to be a lot of texture in here, a lot of built-in layers, whereas normally when I'd be doing a forward graduation, what you'd probably find me doing is that, and then cutting up through there like so. But we're going to be having this up here a little bit more, so we get a lot more softness with this haircut. Now I just want to see where this length is on this back section, because when I bring it up, I do want to take some off, and that'll be taking an inch off there. So I think that's perfect. There's our first section cut. Second section is then pushed forward, over directing. There's the guide there, making sure we're hitting that section just there. And then, like so, again, push forward, find that guide, make sure we are just coming over there. Another section until we get to that last section. Now in the comments, the reason I'm doing more of these videos is I've had a lot of you on the previous videos, which are more, I suppose, complex, but hopefully not too complex when it comes to these types of haircuts. I like to keep them as simple as possible, which is why I use the angles and everything that I do and the sectioning. But people were saying, I love it. I love these videos. Keep them coming. So that's why I'm going to keep these videos a little bit more along with the sort of ponytail haircuts to really break this down. So you've seen my butterfly ponytail haircut. Now check this out. Now what you can see is we've got that shortness there and we've got that length there, and that's because it's over directed from that point here, there, meeting up there. We maintain that length, which gives us a shorter to longer. Now what I want to do is this section on this side, I'm just going to steal a little bit because that's going to be my guide. And then what I want to do is come through here. My body position would really want to be on that side, but I am going to try and cut it here so you can see me pulling the hair to where it wants to be. So I've gone to meet. Would that be easier? I suppose that'd be easier like that. There's my guide from this side. I'm then coming up to meet that guide, so I know I'm going to be exactly the same on both sides. You can see that hair's traveling to there. The next section, I would really want to be standing on that side, but I do really want to show you where this hair is coming to, like that, so you can see. I bet you could see it that way, couldn't you, Paul? Yeah, you could. What am I being stupid for? There we go. Find that guide, find where we're sort of cutting to, like that. Next section, pushing that up to that guide as well, making sure that we're still coming to that same point, and basically just mimicking what we did on the other side. Make sure we're to there. And last section, we want to be taking off about 1 inch, don't we? So if we are taking off 1 inch, which we are, we know that those sides are both going to be balanced. And we're working from shorter to longer. Beautiful. Now, we want to be working around this back section now. So just taking the clips out, and where we want to be working is I want to take a piece of this section here that we cut as our guide, and making sure that we don't pick any more up. Let's just clip that out of the way. And basically we want to bring some of this back section into this section. And then what we're going to do, we're just going to bring straight up from the head, straight up to the ceiling, and we're going to be cutting in our line like so. So I'm just going to have the head there, and I want to find that guide, which is there. And once I've cut a piece, I forget about it. Next section, so we're traveling around the back of the head. We're not over directing at all. We're going to bring straight up. It's as if we're working around this diamond section on top. Like that. That second piece that we've got there, we forget about it. There's our second cut, which is going to be our guide. Straight down. If the bottom doesn't reach, no worries. That means we're maintaining all the length. If you are managing to get all of it up to the ceiling, that means you're going to be affecting the length. And just so you're aware, you know that you're going to be removing length. So however much you're taking off is going to be how much shorter your length is going to get. Just be aware of that. Because if one of your clients says, oh, I don't want to lose any length, and you're like this, and you're bringing this section up, and then there's the length. This isn't going to reach. But say it did, and we're like this, and we're like, oh, we take all of that off, you're going to be losing the length. See, it keeps on falling out of my hand, so that means it just doesn't reach. So I'm just going to straight up, and I'm cutting across there. And when we get to the middle, we're going to start on the other side and work our way round. And the way we know that we're going to get to the middle is we've got the point of our diamond section on top of the head. So again, straight up to the ceiling, making sure we get those tangles out. And we're on our last section now on this middle back on this left hand side, because we've just touched the point of our diamond. So let's bring it all straight up to the ceiling, making sure it's all detangled. Get as much of that hair in as possible. And we are literally taking just a dust layer off from in there. Because when it comes to the butterfly cut, all of it happens around the front really. You put in a sort of softer layer through the back. Now remember what we did? We took a section from here, combed it back, and we don't want to be affecting any more. So you can keep your sections tidy if you want to. I suggest you do by popping a clip in. And now what we're going to do is going to bring this straight up. There's the guide. We forget about that first piece that was originally in the front section. But how quick is this? I find this such a quick and methodical way of just putting in layers into hair. And like with cross-checking, because we're being so methodical about it and we're working from side to side, when the sections meet, you should already know that, oh, it's bang on. Cross-check is done. Because if when you come around to meet it, if a bit was longer than the other, you'd be a bit concerned to be like, oh, I've gone off somewhere there. So I know I need to go back and check. And that would be the case. So I'm on this last section now. So I'm going to pick up another piece of that at the back. I'm going to come across here. And there we go. That is all that back section and side section there, all done. So I'm just going to take that clip out. And we're just going to pop the fringe in now. We're still leaving those pieces that are disconnected on the side. We're going to leave those in for now. Let me just pop a clip in there just to keep it nice and clean out of the way. When it comes to the butterfly bangs, we're going to go a little bit heavier on here because we're going to have the floatiness from these layers we've put in through here. These are going to float over the top. But also the disconnected pieces, they're what's going to add sort of like this soft butterflyness to the edges. Like butterflyness, is that a word? So what we want to do is we're going to draw a line down the middle, either side of where that middle part would be. And what I want to do is I want to find the length, and I want to find the length here. I want to go quite short with it because we've got the edges which are going to be adding that floatiness. So there will be a good length just there, because that's just going to hit the bridge of the nose. So I'm just going to bring that hair straight out, making sure my cut is going to hit the bridge of the nose. So there. And I'm just going to cut straight up. That's going to give us quite a heavy fringe area. So you can see there. And then what we're going to do with this, we're going to split this left-hand side into two. That's going to be pushed in to that middle of that fringe there. We're going to find the guide. We're going to be still coming out 90 degrees from the head. We're going to push that into that middle as well, making sure that we're over that point there. So it gives us that shape running through there like that. And now what we want to do here, I'll show how I pull the hair over to me. I'm taking the middle section, I'm going to half that fringe section. I'm then going to push it into that middle. I've got my guide just there, making sure I'm coming straight out from that head and following that guide. Final piece of this fringe area, making sure we're pulling it now over that middle section. Just want to keep that disconnected piece out of the way. Let's get that disconnected piece out of the way as well so you can see. And there we have it. A nice heavy but face framing fringe butterfly bangs. So what we're going to do now, we're going to get all this dry underneath. So we're going to take out the clips from this disconnected section, because what we're going to do then is we're going to connect that once it's dry with a razor. So the mannequin is all dry. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to work through the front section with my GHD Kronos straighteners, just through here, and we're going to tickle into these little disconnected pieces just to smooth those over slightly. So again, as I mentioned, all the GHD products are listed in the description below. There is a 20% discount down there as well, so if you click on the link in my description, you'll be able to head over to GHD and be able to save some on all these products. So taking the razor, this is a Yoi texturizing razor, and I'm just going to pull these, just pinch it. I'm not going to use the comb, and I'm just going to just feel how we want this to look. So I still want some pieces that are disconnected over the fringe, because I think it adds a little bit sort of like rock and roll aspect to it. And when I was oh, I need to cut myself in again. When I was getting into hairdressing, it was a real rock and roll sort of era, and that's what I really loved and drew me to the industry. So I just love that all this is coming back. Right, so I'm just going to just get my comb in there just so I can get the sections that I want. And here's those shorter butterfly layers that we put in already. So I'm just taking off pieces like that just to add some more shape and definition around the front. Now here's another piece. Now I think we can just take off a bit more of the edge. So I'm literally going on top of the hair. I'm not cutting into the hair, I'm just on top of it and just melting away like fullness and thickness, because I want this front to be nice and floaty. If I think that layer that we've put in already, I think we could just go across on the surface of that just to take off any more of that sort of weightiness that's already in there. And I'll just be again just doing this on the other side. You can see how this is just really nice and floaty through there. I'm going to do exactly the same on this side and then rejoin me on the top section. So that's that top section all dried now, just wrap dried over the top, so you can still see there's a lot of length still in there to do. And what we want to do, we basically want to take in that back section, so you can see disconnection there. There's our layer from earlier, and there's disconnection over the top. And we don't want to connect, but what we want to do is want to be over directing all that top section back, and then find your desired length. And I'm just slicing my scissors through that top. Again, over direct the next section back, find that disconnection. And I just want to be slicing in some more layer, so it will give it just that little bit more texture and height. Okay. And again, just slice. And because this is where this is being pulled from, it will put some scaffolding layers that are underneath this top section, which if you want to get more texture, height, volume, this is what this will do. And there we go, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. I'd love to know. But this is the Salon series. And this is basically what I'm going to be bringing you, so you can take to the salon floor with the simplest of section patterns, cutting techniques, that you can create these on your clients. So thank you very much for watching. If this has been beneficial to you, I'd love to know in the comments down below. If you are new, please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video.